Is that the grass? Yes, it is, Internet. Today we'll be reviewing grass. This stuff is pretty sweet. You can pick it, you can roll it up. Smells nice. No, just kidding. We're not reviewing grass. But we are sitting in the shade because maybe we finally learned our lesson that black phones in the hot sun equals overheat and interrupts my video, and I don't like that. What I do like is this bad boy. This is the Ergo Alpha by UltraSpinners. They make about 12 different designs, slight exaggeration. They make 2 or 3 different designs of their aluminum ones, a couple different designs of their brass. I believe they at least used to make these in 608 bearings, but now we're making them with 188s as well, so I don't know if you can still get the 608s. This is a 188 version. And they are pretty solid spinners. Again, you know me, I like the weight, I like the brass, so this is the heavier, chunkier one. Probably not quite as fidgetable. You don't get quite as much clearance because of the heights, but you still get enough clearance to do table spins. They've got these really kind of cool, unique buttons that let you get a pretty good variety of grips on it. So again, it's named the Ergo, and it was kind of hesitant on whether or not I wanted to get this. Again, you've heard me say I'm trying to get my collection maybe down to things a little bit more elite, but I really did like the look of this. I got a discount from Spinetic for winning a giveaway for 30% off, so hard to pass that up when I was considering this. I was actually looking at the Legacy, which was out of stock at the time, so I figured, well, we'll pick this up. Maybe I'll get a Legacy on down the road. We'll see. Well, that was a good one. So let's talk about this bad boy. So again, being named the Ergo, you would hope that it's ergonomic, and it really is. It's got a lot of good, the cutouts and everything are designed with your fingers in mind. So any kind of way you want to grab it, again, we're doing some left-handed here for something different at the moment, but any way you want to grab it, you've got these good little crescent, little concave cuts on each arm. Each arm is angled a little differently, so you've got the angled away from you, which still pulls easy. Flip it over, it's kind of angled towards you, lets you pull it even a little bit better. Spins really good. I'm impressed at how smooth this is. So I think they were originally doing stainless steel bearings, but this is definitely a hybrid ceramic. It's listed as a hybrid ceramic on Spinetic, and from what I can see in there, it is. It's got the little tiny black balls in there. Come on, button. Come on, button. There we go. So it is, again, almost positive this is glued in press fit. Some nice little machining marks we can see in there. So you don't really see those because these are pretty big buttons. And these are aluminum buttons. When they're on this spinner, you can feel a little, there's something, I don't know what it is about buttons, how you can sort of feel the button's weight separate from the spinner when you're holding it. Maybe it's because they have a little bit of, wobble, and you can kind of tell that. But these are pretty nice buttons. I actually like the feel of them. I feel when I'm holding the buttons like this, I definitely wish they were stainless steel or something like that, but once they're on the spinner, you can't really tell. So so this will take a variety of buttons that might be a little narrower than your traditional spinner because it doesn't have that retention ring. So the spinner is actually, the body of the spinner is a little thinner. So these buttons are not going to fit necessarily on every spinner out there. Really, it's going to be something that just has a press fit or glue style bearing. Let's get that in there. So yeah, so I think I'm hoping this bearing will break in a little bit. I like hybrid ceramic bearings, and I like how they kind of break in and get better over time. I think it definitely needs a clean, despite how smooth it is. It almost feels like there's a little bit of resistance in it, and you can kind of hear that a little. You're kind of hearing the whistle of the brass there as well, but I don't know if you're really hearing what I can kind of feel in my fingers with that bearing. But spin's good. On a vertical spin, I think I was getting a little over 5 minutes. On a table spin, about 4.5, which for as much weight as this does weigh in at just shy of 100 grams, 98 grams and change. I don't have my scale with me, so you just have to take my word for it. But it does, it does spin pretty good. It's really easy to get those fast flicks, right? Again, a lot of how I like to fidget with a spinner when I'm not really paying attention to the spinner and just kind of holding it is I'm trying to get the fastest flick possible, right? So I'm doing those preloaded flicks. I'm really trying to reel back and flick it out, or kind of jump starting it forward and then whipping it back. That's my style of fidgeting, and this one is great for that. Doing just kind of like the slow little flicks, yeah, you can do that, but I think the smaller weights, the Omega, which has the smaller weights, would probably be a better spinner for that. but it gets up to speed pretty well. You don't have to put a lot of effort in to get some good speeds out of this. So that's one of the things that's impressive as well. A lot of times with this sort of weight, you kind of have an issue with giving it those good spins without feeling like you're really working hard. I think you really got to push hard to get in there, and I don't really find that to be the case with this. So it's got a good hand feel, and again, this is just first impressions. I've only had it, you know, like not even 24 hours now, but when I get a new spinner, I do kind of spin it non-stop. So for what it's worth, you know, I have put a few hours behind the belt on this guy, or under my belt, behind my belt. I'll put them under my belt, behind my belt, wherever I damn well please, or you'll get the belt. Get back in your cage. I don't know where that came from. That wasn't me. That was not Hobby Timmy. That was somebody else. Anyway, so yeah, so really legit spinner. Oh, I wanted to talk about the finish on this guy, because I'm definitely, absolutely, without hesitation, going to polish this, and probably not going to patina this. I think with these curves and it polished, I'm really going to like that smooth feel. So we're definitely gonna get that going. But it has an interesting feel. So it's got this brushed type finish. There's a couple spots where it's inconsistent. I think this is the most notable one right here by my thumb. Let's see if we can, yeah, you see that? So right there. You know, that's all right. It's not a big deal. Again, it's a little bit expensive. It's a $60 spinner, but again, I got 30% off. So we're looking at, you know, under 40 bucks if you get that good Spinetic deal. So. But yeah, it's got a nice kind of brush, and it's not all in one direction. Oh, terrible band, but it kind of goes in a bunch of different directions here, so it's got an interesting finish, an interesting feel that I can't say I've seen on anything else. So I wish I could find the words to describe it, but it does have a nice feel in hand, but I'm absolutely going to be polishing it up. So you know what it almost feels like? Kind of like a really smooth sandpaper, like a, you know, when I'm doing my sanding, something like a 3000 or 5000 grit. It's got just a little bit of grip and texture, but yet still feels extremely smooth. So it's not rough on the hands at all. No hot spots. Maybe right here a little bit. It could be. Just sometimes when you get your finger kind of in there between the buttons. But that's not really where you're going to be hitting it most of the time. That's not really where your finger wants to go. So I think the only hot spot just has to do with fidgeting it all day and the weight. So when you go to stop those high-speed spins, it rubs on your fingers. So yeah. Yeah, so I think that's about all we have to say on this guy. Again, this is the Alpha. The Ergo Alpha by UltraSpinners. So check it out on Spinetic. I think they've got their own website as well. But definitely get the approval. If you're thinking of picking this one up, you know, sign up for that Spinetic newsletter. Get yourself that coupon code. I think they're doing 15% off right now. And you know, be on the lookout for sale items. They've thrown some of their, I think, the aluminum ones on sale up there, so it's definitely worth checking out, and they do good stuff over there at Spinetic. So we like them. They get the Hobby Timmy approval. So sweet. Look at that warp. Peace.